Welcome to our Java programming tutorial, and in this particular video tutorial and the next one I could want to explain some of the theoretical concepts. So once we get them straight, believe me you not, then the rest of our exercises will be just simple. So the first thing I want us to revisit this particular slide here, which I had outlined how Java, one of the features is that it is platform independent. So in this particular feature, I did say that it is platform neutral and it is architectural neutral. So I want to go through the steps through which the Java program goes through until it gets to the lower level so that it can be executed by your machine's hardware. So this is the diagram I've taken from the website, and it is going to actually help us a lot in explaining this. So assume this is you, a programmer. You've opened up one of your favorite text editors or IDEs from this one, and you are keying in, and this is your simple program which is supposed to display on the screen or the console screen the word hello Java. So once you've written this, remember you've written it in your IDE or text editor. When you want it to be executed, you will now go to running your program. So once you run it, it is handed over to the Java compiler. What the Java compiler does, it goes through looking for it assesses your file which you've passed to it. It looks for any syntactical errors, and maybe you've committed any errors. For instance, so have you punctuated it correctly? Have you terminated each statement with a semicolon? Have you labeled your classes correctly, your methods correctly? All those are concepts I will explain later on. What is a method, what is a class, and what is an object. But for now, just I am explaining what the Java compiler does. Once the Java compiler sees that whatever you've done in your text file is correct, then it just converts directly this source file here into a Java class. This Java class, it contains what we call a bytecode. Remember from the previous video tutorial, I did tell you that the bytecode, it is machine independent. It doesn't really depend on the actual hardware and the processor of the machine. So once you want now this particular bytecode of yours to be executed in the respective machine, whether it is a Windows machine, a Linux machine, or a Mac OS, you take now the Java virtual machine, which is designed to convert the bytecode of your Java program into what the Mac operating system can understand and execute. Now from there you hand over your bytecode to the JVM, which is designed specifically for the Mac OS. So what this JVM does, it converts this bytecode into machine code. That is the zeros and ones which are suitable to be executed by the Mac OS. The same is done for Linux or the Unix-based operating system. The bytecode is taken. Remember, your text file is passed on to the Java compiler. The work of the Java compiler, it is to go through the text file, which is this one you've written, you as a programmer. It goes checking whether you've punctuated. Remember, if you open with your curly braces here, you must terminate this curly brace with its terminating curly brace. crossing curly brace. So that is what the Java compiler is going to check. Those are what we call the errors. Once it is satisfied, it converts your text file into the Java bytecode. This Java bytecode, it is independent of the individual machines. But now if you want it to run on a specific machine, you pass it to the JVM of that specific machine. Let's say, for instance, that of Linux, the JVM designed for that is the Java virtual machine designed for Linux. Then this JVM converts it into its equivalent machine code. These are the zeros and ones which can suitably run on the Linux operating system. The same process happens, the bytecode here, it can either be added to the Windows JVM, which equally converts it to the machine code, and this machine code now can execute on the Windows operating system. So those are the key steps. Remember, you as a programmer, you write your program in your favorite IDE. It can be NetBeans, Eclipse, or it can be the one from JetBrains or any text editor like Sublime Text or the Notepad++. Once you write that, you pass your text file, which is this is your source code. You send it to the Java compiler or the JC. Then the JC, or the critical thing it looks for, have you punctuated? Are there any syntactic errors? Have you committed any syntax errors in your source code? If it is satisfied that it is no and gives it a clean bill of health to pass through, then it converts it to the bytecode. From the bytecode, which is now our third step, now I want to run this specific bytecode on maybe Linux. I will look for the JVM for Linux, pass the bytecode to it, then this JVM will do the conversion of my bytecode to the machine code, which now I can run on a Linux operating system. So it is my hope that now, through that explanation, the platform neutral and the architectural neutral concepts have sunk well. For now, I want to stop there, but in the next video tutorial, I could want to look at briefly the concept of object-oriented programming before we proceed to the programming concepts and our practicals, because it is not, you cannot avoid to discuss this concept in Java because it is inherently an object-oriented programming. So I will give a snippet of what OP is, and then we proceed to our practicals. If you've got any concerns from our first video tutorial, feel free to leave your comment or your concern under the comment section below. I will be glad to answer that. Then, should there be any concern, I will also design an email where we can keep in touch and address those specific concerns for individuals. Till the next video tutorial, please don't forget to subscribe and also share with your friends. Thanks for watching and welcome.